Oh, yeah, well, we're live. So, what's up, y'all? We are going to do a tutorial on safety operations and shit like that. Yeah, it's your boy Iceman in the building. Welcome.
What's up, y'all? It's Mav in the building too. Just out here taking advantage of this nice spring weather. About to handle some business.
Indeed, indeed. So, we always say that a man should be not only industrious, but he should be resourceful. Any men, especially young men today, should know their way around a toolbox. If you're going down the road in the car, man, and that tire blows, what you going to do? Because she's going to be watching. You got to know how to change it. So here we go. First thing we're going to do is explain real quick what tires do. They keep the car on the road, right? We all know that. What the hell do I change? Okay. Oh, that's not it. Sorry, folks. You know what it is. We're kind of. Oh, here we go. Some front face back. All right, perfect. So we all know you have rear wheel drive cars and you have front wheel drive cars. How do you know? Today's demonstration vehicle brought to you by Kia. This is a Kia Sedona minivan, front wheel drive. How can you tell? When you look at the engine, it looks like it's mounted sideways. The bulk of the engine is this way, left to right. When you look down, you'll see the belt right on the side of the engine, not in the front. If you look at the front, you'll see see take them to the back. Right? So always look for the belt. As you can see, there's belts on the side. Front wheel drive engine. Engine sending power to the front wheels. Rear wheel drive. Sample vehicle brought to you today by Ford Mustang. Here we have a turbocharged Mustang. This is a rear wheel drive car. As you can tell, the belts are directly in the front of the engine, and the bulk of the engine is lined up that way. Why? Because it's sending its power to the back of the vehicle where the wheels are. So that is important. You'll see why in a minute, but this wheel is where the engine sends its power, not that one. On this car, that is where the engine sends its power, not that one. This car, powered all four wheels, and it's electric. Another story for another day. So we shall be right back. I'm going to pass this off to Jesse as he explains roadside operations on how to deal with an emergency flat. Oh, we have a guest here. So we're filming. We're filming. Nobody looking for you. You ain't got no warrants or no mafia. What's up, man? Aren't we all? What's up, good brother?
Remember, I told you we on it.
Yeah, see?
You see how good engine do it? For you.
Yeah, I do owe a mistake. So, yeah, we are giving the young men a lesson on how to change a tire. Yeah, well, how to rotate tires, but more importantly, how to repair or change a tire, emergency roadside situation, right? Okay. So we're going through that. But feel free to stick around. Good to see you. But yeah, we're gonna be here doing this for a minute at least. So so I'm gonna go. Take care, brother. Good to see you, man. I'm gonna give you a call, man. I say that every time. I owe you a steak for 10 years.
I just got up to filet mignon. But you know what I mean? You got hey, I was selling. I'm selling him about the Flag Day. I'm gonna tell him about the Flag Day thing. He's gonna be a part of that. That's when he'll get your steak. That's when he'll get your steak.
That we will make happen. That we will make that. Yeah, there you go. I have no choice because he's doing. I'm tethered. I know. I'm attached it to hip to him. So. Love you too, brother. Take care, man. Be safe. Okay, so anyway, as you can see, now you see why we hardly film because we're always busy. Lots of friends, lots of family, lots of business associates all over the world, and they're pulling up on us as we film it. But that's a good thing, all of. So let's explain what front wheel drive and rear wheel drive why it relates to tires. When you rotate tires, you want to take all the tires and switch them around. This is a front wheel drive vehicle. Engine in the front, sends power to the front. The idea is to take off the front wheels, put them straight in the back, put the back wheels on the front. When you put the back wheels on the front of a front wheel drive car, switch the position. As you can see the arrows, put this tire up there. That tire comes here. This tire over there. A rear wheel drive car is the opposite. You put the back wheels on the front of the car, they go straight up. When the front wheels come off, they cross before going on. If you have the tire that's asymmetrical like this one, this is how you change them. If it's directional like this one, you can't switch sides. You only go front to back. The reason why, if you switch sides, the tire is going to turn around, which changes the way the tread hits the ground, which means you'll start spreading the tread and have a blowout, destroy the tire. You'll tear it up. If your tire pattern looks like this, and this is a high performance pattern, it should always point to the front of the car.
So as you're moving that, I think I have directional tires in there.
An example.
My winter tires are directional. Now I think about it.
There you go. And the reason for that, this pattern is for water evacuating purposes. When the tire rolls on the ground, these grooves channel water out of the way. This is like snow and all weather, things like that. Another thing, all the tires should be the same size and width. If your tires are wider in the back like this than they are in the front, you can't do shit. If that tire gets bald, gotta replace it. They're all gonna get bald at different times. Same thing if the tires are in different diameters, that's it, you're done. So, Jesse is, oh, here we go. We have an example of that tire pattern. That is directional. That must always face the direction the vehicle is moving in. That tire pattern is universal. It should say, if you're ever confused, it should say somewhere on the tire. I don't see it, but you're going to have to take my word for it. Oh, rotation. And it says an arrow right there. Always follow that. If not, you're going to be on the highway one day doing 80. It's going to blow out on you. So don't do it. Okay. Anyway, I'm back. So now what is going to happen is Bessie is going to give you instructions on roadside tire replacement, how to get it off anyway. When we rotate the tires, we're not going to use the jack that comes with the car. We're going to use professional equipment. But to get one tire off, Maverick is going to use the jack that came with the car and treat it as if he is a roadside blowout. So if you want to do that, I can move that.
You're gonna so you're gonna move the car now, and I'll give. Okay, yeah, I'll do that. Cool.
Yep.
Folks, I don't know. All right, how's this going? Okay. So, what's up, Almond Eyes? What's going on, Hombre Lobo? What's happening? Hood things, of course, man. Salute. Okay, I got my camera here too. All right, so basically, the basic tools that you need to change the tire should normally come with your, come with your emergency kit in your car, which is this is the jack here, right? And this is dual rolls. This helps pump the jack, the jack lever, and also, as you can see here, this helps take off your lug nuts, right? And also with these type of lug nuts, you normally, to prevent theft, you see how you got, all normal lug nuts here, and then you have the one with the star pattern in the center. That's to prevent theft. So normally, your car would come with a special adapter. So a lug nut adapter here to use on that one, just that one. So normally I'll put one on each tire. So you got those. You need the toolkit. Now, normally today, since we're in the shop, to preserve the knees, I have my little pad here that I'm going to use for that. And then I always like to have gloves, to protect your hands. And I like to have my own equipment because it's much easier using this type, this type of ratchet to get, to get the lug nuts off and everything than it is to try to use that thing. So, so you said you wanted to do the four. I'm sorry, do three normally, and then the last one with that, right? Or whichever. Okay. Let's do the first, man. Yeah, let's do the first with that. Now that I think about it. So, all right. So I guess I'm gonna this side. So actually, first we have to jack this whole thing up. That's right. Jack the whole thing up. So that loosen. First step is to first of all make sure your car's off, emergency brake is on. Your car is either in park or if you have a manual. I like to put mine in first gear so that way there's no way that car can move. And normally I put bricks under the tires, but since we are changing the tires, I'm not going to put bricks under it this time. But that's just another safety precaution that you would want to have. For doing whenever you deck the car for any other reason besides rotating all four tires at the same time. So right now we're going to go through since it's much easier to loosen up the lug nuts with the weight on the wheels. We're going to loosen up the lug nuts right now. So
And that's a pro tip, fellas. If you're gonna pull a wheel off the car, just loosen the lug nut before the car comes off the ground. Because what'll happen is, if the tire's in the air and you're torquing on that lug nut, the wheel will start spinning. You'll never get the thing off. So you want to take advantage of the friction, the wheel being held still by the weight of the vehicle. But don't take the nuts off. Just loosen them.
that's it. No, don't take them off. Do not take them all the way off. That's it. Normally, here's another pro tip right here. This makes things so much easier. In core, we call this heater bar. But I don't know what else. I don't know what it would be called normally. But
In the auto industry, we call it breaker bar.
that's it. That's it. Yeah. So to make sure this is.
Oh wait, they're not gonna have that, bro.
They won't. But I mean, you can do that too. Oh,
Your car is probably gonna come with that.
you can use this, but yeah. See, this. I mean, in a tight situation, you definitely could use that. But
Exactly.
so and then
The good thing is too, this is a breaker bar,
and it. That
and it fits.
yeah. You see now see me. I'm trying to. I mean, I can, but this is so much easier just to like this. It's much more leverage, much more torque. I guess. Yep, on it.
Lever is a force multiplier of torque.
You got Miss Blaine's like.
Physics 101. So, no, did you explain that?
I did explain the lot. Oh, good. I did say there was a. I did say there was one of those special lug nuts on every one, but I lied because it's not on this.
Well, they're supposed to be. But
Okay. Good. There we go. There's one on here. Yeah, whenever I do this, I always start with the key first.
another pro tip, folks. If you have these wheel nut locks, don't lose this key. This is like a fingerprint. That pattern does not exist anywhere else, and it's the only thing that will grab the head of that nut. It's designed like that. Any universal tool cannot get a wheel off, and no two will be alike. To get it's literally a key. So
That's one thing I don't know. I think it's like each one is each vehicle is different.
they're all as different as the ignition key itself.
That makes sense. It's funny thing. It looked a lot like the one on my car, but I'm pretty sure there's a very subtle difference.
Very slight difference.
You can't do it.
Even if it's the exact shape and dimensions, just the width of the actual stripe in there can change by hair.
One thing,
It won't fit.
yeah, one thing I did notice on my car, I do have like they're 19 metric 19 sizes. Oh, and this one is metric 20.
Yep.
So that in itself would make mine not work on this one.
Exactly.
Even though they look the same.
Exactly. And unlike your ignition key, your house key, these can't be cut to. You can't make a nut to fit this, and you can't change this to fit a nut. You can't rekey it.
Mm-hmm.
You literally have to cut it off the car, get a new wheel stud, new nut, new key, everything. So don't lose it. Don't lose it.
Very important. Now's the part where the rubber doesn't beat.
Now this is only for emergency purposes only.
This one, yeah. This is why. Now, another thing you have to pay attention to is that wherever your aircraft jacking point, your jacking point ends, which normally it's a stringer frame, whatever you want to call it, right here. And where you would put the jack stands would be between that notch and then between that notch. But and I normally would put the jack right there. So that's what I'm gonna do. I mean, well, in an emergency situation, you put the jack. Sorry, here. And all right, so
if you can see, folks, where there's daylight, there's a little notch there and there. That indicates the space. And if you look at the jack, consult your vehicle owner's manual. But if you look at the shape of the jack, well, when he puts it in there,
it's strong enough to lift a whole side, right? No, just the corner. All right, well, all right, just for demonstration purposes only, I will think I use 36 fingers. Some of these you can't turn with your finger, and so this is actually a good jack that came with the cars. Normally, there's such a pain in the ass, but no, it's good.
Do all the turning you can, get it up, because it's kind of a bitch, right?
Yep.
Once it's in there. Now, if you look,
shake it around, if you shake it around, make sure your jack is seated really, really good.
Now, if you look at the design of the jack, you'll see that there's like a trough where the frame rail fits in the jack itself, right? Make sure it is grabbing both sides. That way, you see the daylight come through there?
Yep.
You want it to fit right in that cradle, and you want it to fit in between those two notches.
Yep, which is right directly. And like I said, I always like to shake. You gotta shake it. Turn a little bit, shake it, turn a little bit, and then that feels like it's seated. Okay.
Consult your vehicle manual, though, because some cars, especially sports cars, I wish the Mustang, I should have brought it back. Some cars that are very low to the ground, the jack won't fit. So what they'll have is you'll see a cap on the lower body panel. Take the cap off, and there's a jack that goes into the car. And in some of your higher end cars, especially Porsches, the jack points are completely different. But your basic car, if it has the ground clearance that you can get your foot under it, and if the car doesn't cost more than $200,000, it's going to look like some variation of this. But always consult your manual.
Every time. Yep.
Because the Mustang is nothing like this at all. It's some spaceship shit.
Mine isn't either.
Yeah.
It's similar actually, but not. And then I'm actually gonna take this out after we're done this demonstration to use the normal jack, because we have to do one half at a time, and it just can't do that.
So at this point, it's this elbow grease, gentlemen. Lefty, loosey, righty, tighty.
You jack it up, left, loosey, righty, tighty. Get. Well, you'll see when we put the professional jack under here. Just jack the tire up to where it just lifts off the ground with this. But you'll see in a second. Yeah, after we just wanted to show y'all what this was about.
Emergency roadside only, but make no mistake, folks, this is a pain in the ass.
Yeah. And it's another thing. It's not. This is strong enough to lift one side of the car up to do one tire. We want to do two. We'll lift the whole side up, a whole half up. Put jack stands under it, and then do it on the other side too. So this can't do that type of work. So we'll be right back with the other one. Oh, wrong way. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. I just said it, but I forgot it. There we are.
And for all of you people that are going to say, hey, man, I get money, I'm just going to call AAA, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I hear you. You're driving out in the middle of the country. You have no signal. AAA, who? Or you get AAA, but they're going to take forever to get to you. Or you're stuck in a tunnel in a traffic jam. They can't get to you. Or there's an accident impeding access to you and you need the wheel out. Just get it done, fellas.
That's it. That's it.
I don't give a shit if it's a nice day on the highway with 4 bars and they'll be there in 40 minutes. I had this tire replaced in 15.
And yeah, yep, yep. And you'll get the satisfaction of doing that. So
Yeah, the young lady that's traveling with you is going to have a little more confidence in your ability to man your way through life.
that's it. That's the basic thing, and everybody should know that.
Yeah. And it's fun. I mean, playing Call of Duty with your homies is cool, but I like spending time with you doing this shit better than some fucking video game.
You love my video.
Yeah.
What we do? I think I'll do some of that tonight. So this is between that check and this one is I'm gonna try to wherever I'm gonna eyeball wherever the center of the vehicle is here on this rail, and I'm gonna just
And when he says center, he means the middle point between the wheelbase of the vehicle. The wheelbase is the distance between the center of the back wheel and the center of the front wheel.
make sure this good and check it just enough. And
the cradle is going to go in that frame rail again.
So same, pretty much same concept. Get it seated. Shake it around, lift it up, shake it around. All right, and then make sure my jack is completely. And now we can do this. Just let me know. I think
keep on. So when he says give the car just enough, you want to just get your hand under the tire. You're good. If you can do that, then the car is off the ground.
And then the front, and then see, looks like we did get a center because the front wheel is off the ground the same amount as the back one is. So that's good. All right, then. This operation, we get our jack stands here, and that same point between those two notches that we did last time with the roadside emergency jack, we're gonna put this in between those notches. So all you do is this, lift it up. Matter of fact, what I like to do just to be safe, to make it go to the next click, I'm gonna just jack it a little bit more, just one more click. Yeah.
More?
A little bit more, a little more. There we go. Okay. There. And then so what I do, actually, yeah, okay. You're closer to the other one. I'm gonna tell you it's gonna be 1, 2, 3. It's gonna say 2. You're gonna lift it up to the 2 if you can back there.
It's going to be showing 2?
Yeah, it's gonna show 2.
Okay.
And the bottom is gonna be the 2. The bottom of the 2 is gonna be lined right with the bottom of this part here. You'll see.
Yeah. So a close-up example. Once again. And the reason why you want to use the frame rail, because if you put the jack here, that's body cladding. The weight of the vehicle, when it comes down on here, it's going to crutch right into that, right? And fall on you and damage the panel. You don't want to go any deeper either, because your brake lines, gas tank, none of that is load bearing. You want to go on the frame of the car, right? So, again, notches from the cradle up to it, but like he said, we're going to need to show.
You know what though? I'm gonna make it because that went up much higher, but since it's on incline, I believe that however high you can put that.
This should do it. It'll level the car.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is forget about making the jacks even because we're on an incline.
Yeah, I just remembered that.
So jacks will compensate for it.
So the rear jack stands are going to be a little bit higher than the front ones, just to compensate for the incline.
Exactly.
So this is the first. I always make you out of this spot. This is having let the car back down onto the jack stand. So I just try to break this jack as little as.
You'll see how slow he's turning it because you'll see this nut move. Look how slow that moves. See how slow
that broke. So now I'm really slow. This part keeps
this way is falling very slow.
and I just like to let it do that. Just a little bit more. Coming down at all?
Yeah. Yeah, it should be off now.
So the front one now.
Yeah.
The rear one should be.
You hear it settling.
All right, and then that's like
it's good. Yeah. Once you hear that.
Yeah, once you hear that, you can.
Yep. Done.
Yeah.
So one side is off the ground. Now this time, I guess you'd do it if it was just you here by yourself. Since they've seen the explanation, now you get to see it. It's kind of in practice organically happen to understand how easy it really is, how fast it does not take long. Yeah, you don't want to hit the Tesla.
Elon watched me from that.
If he is, hit the Tesla.
Okay. So, it's up. So the Tesla is the rule.
Quiet is kept. Don't hit anything. Don't hit the Porsche, the Tesla, the Mustang, the Kia, the Honda, the BMW. Hit the Chrysler. Hit the Dodge. Hit the Hellcat. You got a Hellcat? Roadside assistance tools are called baseball bats.
Yep.
Destroy that motherfucker.
We're going to have to be full adjustment here. But you can't really put that into but
That's cool. I'm just on the frame rail. Yeah.
there.
There you go. It should come off here. So you can undo it now. Yep. There you go. That's good. So, yep. Perfect. Okay. So now what you have is 6,000 Korean pounds suspended in midair.
Yeah, just like to shake those couple pops. I just like to make sure everything's settled before you start working under it. So you don't like hearing those pops when you're actually under the car working. Yeah, that messes your head up.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, that's. Luckily today we're not working under the car. You're just pulling the tires off. But if you're doing more serious work, components under the car, even an oil change, shit like that, when you start hearing creaks and pops, when your body is under the car from the belt up, that's not good.
No, you do not want that. had impact rinse, but so now we're just gonna go through and do what it does, right?
Mhm.
So this first, what? Give me a second. I think I could. Yeah, I think I could find an adapter. I'm gonna find an
No,
adapter.
right here.
Yeah, but that. Yeah, and then the 20. Only thing is for 20 thing is gonna be.
You need to step up.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll be right back. Okay.
Yeah, something. Okay.
So what he's trying to get is a tool to make this even more and more efficient. Uh, one thing you will learn after a while working on cars, things that are unnecessarily redundant and repetitive to be avoided at all. It's never that hard. But also to be time efficient. When one person is doing one thing, the other person can continue to work. So what I'll do is just work on doing it manually. So see, this is that pain in the ass shit when you have electricity just for you. But yeah, gentlemen, if you're going to be on the roadside doing this, um, yeah, it's not going to be even. This is easy. But if you're smart, guys, all right, just get a small, basic toolbox to go in the car. Something just like that. Keep it in the trunk. It'll make these jobs easier and it'll allow you to do other things. Because the car is only set up to be able to change its tires from the factory. But let's say if your headlight or tail light goes out and you have a toolkit, you can actually change that. Some cars do have toolkits, BMWs, Porsches, most don't. And why pay a guy $40 to put a $6 tail light in when a flathead and a Phillips in 5 minutes of your time will get it done in the AutoZone parking lot?
Yeah, I'm gonna go here with this. All right, now it's gonna be the blue machine now. It's there. Here, you know what?
Well, that,
You want to do F style?
well, the front goes straight back. Yeah, when the back ones come up, they cross. Yep,
And the back ones come.
cross. Oh no! While we're here, so folks, this is the next. This is why we're rotating tires. Is this ready to come off? Where's the key?
Oh, pick up here.
This is probably the most important part of the video. There we go. Excellent. All right. So this is why we rotating tires. If you look at the tread, now these tires are bought at the same time. All four are brand new. And they're all the same exact tires, same manufacturer. If you look at the depth of tread, here is shallow. That is very deep, right? Get something to gauge that. So if you take this key and put it in a channel, see how much is exposed. Uh-oh. Right? A lot more key goes in there. The reason why this happens, this came off the front of the car. On front wheel drive cars, the front tires wear much quicker than the rear. Why? They're responsible for steering the car, driving the car. When you floor it and you hear the tires spin, it's the front tires that are doing that. When they spin, you're leaving rubber on them. And the front tires are responsible for up to 70% of the car's braking. Why? When you hit the brakes, where does your body go? Toward the front of the car, the windshield. The entire weight of the car shifts forward, putting more stress on the front tires, which is why the brakes on the front are bigger. These are smaller than the ones on the front. So these are going to wear much quicker. Rotating the tires allows you to take advantage of the tread life on the least stressed tire. Otherwise, you'd have a ball tire in the front, partially used tire on the rear, and you'd be changing the front axle before the rear. And now you have tires with two different tread depths between front and rear. When you buy tires, always buy at least two at a time. Don't buy one tire. The rate of wear should be the same on the axle, which is either the front or the rear. Ideally, you want all four, right? So that they can wear and you can do this and maintain life of the tires, safety of the vehicle. But yeah, you don't want a shallow channel like this responsible for evacuating water. This is how you hydroplane. These deep channels, when this encounters a puddle, these deep channels allow the water to escape away from the contact patch of the rubber in the road, and these channels channel water away from the tire. This shit, it creates pressure, water pressure, and it reduces the amount of friction the tire has on the road, and that's why you feel like you're on ice skates. Same thing with snow. You want to be able to grip. It's like your sneakers, man. You want tread on your sneakers. You want cleats in the grass. You don't want no fucking dress shoes. You flip. The backs are gonna cross. Back crosses. Yeah. All right. So he took the passenger side rear tire and is now mounting it to the front driver's side of the car.
Everything is in reverse order, but I'm gonna
When you put these on, hand tighten them.
at this. Yep. And like this impact the gun is not strong enough to even. This is just good enough to take the nuts on and off, not to tighten them. So I mean, not to tighten them, torque them down as they need to be.
Now, man, I have a question. I noticed you didn't put the nut on right next to the one that you put on. Why?
Oh, to do the star pattern to keep to keep to keep you have to tighten, make sure the tire gets mounted evenly. So when you do it, if you do it like this, around like that, this side is gonna get tightened more than the front side is gonna be, and you just want to make sure that tighten it like this, and then tighten this one, and make sure this side gets flush. Then you go to this side, that gets flush. Then you're gonna go cross pattern to this one, make sure that's gonna be flush against it, and then this one here is gonna be and then I just like this is enough, so I just like to just enough to get it on the ground. And once it's on the ground, that's when we actually torque it. And that one's ready to torque it. What's here?
I do.
Okay.
This is going on right here. So
Okay.
if you want to hold the phone, I can do it.
All right, here you go.
So once again, not the tire. This is not a tire. This is a wheel.
Yep.
The tire is the rubber. The metal part is the rim. The tire and rim together is the wheel.
Yes. big difference between
Big difference. You crack a rim and you can puncture a tire.
Yes.
They both use your wheel. Flat.
If you puncture a rim, that's a major. That's you ran over a. Yeah,
You fuck bump.
big time. You probably tried to run over one of those parking lot strip things.
Oh, I hate them.
Oh, man. Yeah, man.
So once again, start with a nut somewhere.
Mhm.
The next one goes whatever's furthest from the one you just put on. There's a choice of two. This one or this one.
Mhm.
The next one is furthest from this one.
Yep.
You only have one choice now. This one. Because this one and this
That's
one
it.
are next to it.
Evenly distribute the pressure, the torque, I guess you could call it. Yeah, and then like we said, that's just the way to make sure your tire is mounted evenly, and especially when you first put it on.
Because if not, when everything is said and done, you're going down the road on the highway and you get a real bad shake or wobble. Because the tire is not plumb straight with the direction of travel.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a lot.
Oh, that was. Yeah, I think that's for that one. Yep.
So, all right, just get it just till it meets.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. This one. Just till it meets. Just till it meets.
Yep.
Just till it meets. And then
He is on the other side. Grab that real quick. Here we go. Gotta be.
all the time, which is why
A little bit of time, I don't know.
you know what is hilarious about this?
What's that?
The best part about this? It's on one of us.
One of us have it.
And the opening advice was
was
on the car.
It was on the car. There you go.
But here's the best part. Opening advice. Don't lose this key.
Don't lose that key. That is key.
That's key.
Losing the key is
It's key. As we proceed to lose key. So, and then usually these keys, the back portion is usually about the same size of the nut that's on the car, so you don't have to keep changing the socket.
Mm-hmm.
It's just business as usual. Yep. Let's go back and start all over.
Yep.
I like to go a half a turn each one to kind of walk it down. I don't like to cinch down one nut all the way, then the other one all the way, because you can still warp and wobble. But if you incrementally half turn each nut all the way around, it's like shimmying.
Yeah.
I don't care. One more.
And then you got to keep in mind your threads are going to be rusty. You know what I mean? So sometimes, yeah, that's good to go.
Now, all right, more time on that one.
This, as you can see, this side is ready to get put down, but we got to go to the other side and handle that first. So we'll do that.
So this is the rear tire. Going to the front.
That has all five. Okay, good. That's all five are there. Okay, awesome. Well, I'm the key master here. Vince Clortho, that's my name. I just watched. I just bought the latest Ghostbusters movies, the Frozen Empire. Pretty good, man. Pretty good for my very entertaining. You know.
Which one's your favorite Ghostbusters?
Oh man, it had to be between number one and number two. Man,
It was my favorite. Our sequel is the best. Terminator 2,
Oh God, hands down.
and I think Ghostbusters 2.
Man,
But I can
I'm torn.
understand.
I'm torn. Yeah, I mean,
I can see why you'd say one. Not like Batman. The first one. You know what I mean?
that set the standard for everything. Even the TV shows that came before it.
Yeah.
No, man, I'd have to. Man, number 2 is great, man. Yeah, I would say if I had to make a choice, say yeah, I'd agree with you, man. It would be number 2. You know, and you know, but tomorrow I might change my mind. You know, it's just one of those type things. But
Yeah.
because both are classics
Yeah.
and legendary. But I would say that, you know, this latest one, the Frozen Empire, it was definitely it set it maintained the original Ghostbusters theme, you know, the flavor to it,
Yeah.
because
It did it justice. It wasn't
did it
like
justice.
Coming to America.
No, that was disgrace to the franchise, man. That was
To me, that just looked like a reunion where they all got drunk and said, you know what? Let's just improv what would happen 30 years later. All drunk and like, let's just do it again for fun.
Yeah, one take. That's it.
You know what I mean?
Man, oh man, that was
It felt like that. And they have friends and other A-listers there. Morgan Freeman. Hey, Morgan, you get on camera. You know?
yeah, right. He just happened to be in the studio,
Yeah.
walking past.
Yeah, he was there hanging out with James Earl Jones.
Yeah, hop on in, man.
Top Gun. That was a good continuation. It wasn't as good as the original, but it did. If the original didn't exist, I think this new Top Gun would do what Top Gun did.
Sure, it stayed true to it stayed true to the origin, man.
To the storyline and presenting naval aviation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
In real, like in real form.
Yeah.
Because man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. Did you see the Beetlejuice?
I didn't see that yet. No.
It's kind of like the Top Gun. It stayed with the storyline and it did what Beetlejuice did. It's just the first Beetlejuice did Beetlejuice so good.
Oh man.
The second one could never.
Not at all, man. Oh man. Nice effing model. Honk, honk. Man.
But it was good. If you're a Beetlejuice fan, though, it's a joy to watch.
I'm gonna have to see that.
It wasn't as good, but it was a good throwback.
And you could tell, like with these recent remakes, or not, well, sequels, I guess you could say, they cater to the old audience as well as the new. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, that Top Gun and Beetlejuice did that. If the original one didn't exist, it did for today's generation what the original did for us, without disappointing us, leaving us out. You know?
Right.
Terminator and Star Wars is like James Bond. Are you going to stop?
Right. Yeah.
It's a story.
It's you know, like what I liked about the Back to the Future ones, which Back to the Future might come out with another one too, but they had 3, and they're like, okay, we got 3, we're gonna leave it here for a couple decades anyway. You know what I mean?
They knew when enough was enough. The first one was a smash hit. You couldn't do the first one and not at least try again. They did it again and were like, you know what? This is not what we meant to do. Let's do one more and take our time this time. The third one was good, and they're like, all right, we're done.
And that was the perfect ending too. With the way they ended it, yeah, that's perfect, man. The first one was that's. I mean, you can't like it's just the beginning, the opening scene, man. Like just you know, all the clocks and the music, like everything was perfect about that one, man. Yeah,
I don't think they're going to do it for it. I think they're just being
because I remember I remember the supposed to be a trailer or something. Even the trailer came out or something.
with it.
Oh,
Wishing and hoping and dreaming. They just can't let go. How much are they going to do it? Even writing these alternate timeline or like speculative stories on like Doc Brown's background. One of them was his history was that he was a scientist on the Oppenheimer team.
No,
and because of timing, back in 1955, he's working on time machine was post-World War.
It's around that time, yeah.
And he built the time machine with nuclear power.
It was, yeah. And
how did he make the connection to the Libyans to even get the fucking plutonium?
That's a good question.
Because he was a scientist on the Oppenheimer team.
That makes sense.
And
Yeah,
age fit. He was of that age.
yeah, yeah. And as a scientist that did that stuff, to be living in pretty much secrecy as he was,
He had a lot of money. He wouldn't know it. He's out of his mind.
yeah, yeah. You're absolutely right, man. Well, but no, I think Beetlejuice. Since you mentioned that, that might have to be my. I'm gonna watch that tonight. Now that you mentioned it, if you there we go. And
Rambo.
oh yeah, Rambo.
They were
Now,
all good. What's your favorite?
man, I mean, the first one, man. You can't. I mean,
Three?
you can't go wrong with the first one. I mean, that set the standard for them all. Now,
Were
the
they all successful?
no, all the Rambos? No,
Rambo, yeah.
no. I'd say the last was it Last Blood. That's the last one, right? That one I watched that one.
Rambo 5.
The one after I'd say it was First Blood was the first one, right? First Blood. Then it was number 2, number 3, and then there was number 4. And I think number 5 was the one back that came out in like 2008 or so, right?
Number 5 is when he went and saved those
The humanitarian missionary humanitarian,
yeah, and he had the SAS, those mercenaries. One of them was SAS.
and
On out.
and at the end he pretty much cut that dude in half with a
Yeah.
with the 50 cal, and the Sasser. Yep,
Yeah.
that was that's my second favorite by far because just because of the 50 cal scene and that part at the end where he he cut that dude in half with the Rambo knife. That was
I agree. And the reason why I ask you those questions, I agree. I think where Rambo began to falter in the collection, 5 made up for it.
oh yeah, yes. But then 6 should have never been made, to be honest. In my opinion. Oh yeah. I mean,
I'm not going to see it.
yeah,
When I saw 5, that was it for me.
that's as it should have been
Because
because
at the end, he's walking down the path of his old home.
Right.
And for me, he's done with it.
and that's where it should have ended. But
And that's where I'm ending.
and then yeah. And then they tried number 6. They tried to tie his. And he had to go to the Mexican cartel and saying
See, and it was never part of the original story. It was always in
over there.
Yeah, over there.
Yep.
I just look at it as he finally retired, returned home, found peace.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. That's where they should have left it, man. But no, that 50 cal scene, man, and then man, I have to go watch that after we're done this now. Jeez, that thing, man.
Absolutely.
And then yeah,
This morning,
what's that?
Uptown Saturday Night.
Oh man, it's been so long since I've seen that. Man,
You know who's in it?
Bill Cosby. I mean, yep, 48, yep. That was during that was even before Harlem Nights, right?
Yeah, it was 74.
74. Okay, and Harlem Nights was like late 70s, early 80s, baby.
Yeah, mid 80s.
Mid 80s. Okay, wow.
Fire was in Uptown Saturday Night as private detective.
That's what brought that to mind.
You know who else was in it?
Oh man, OG, the blind man
that showed up at the church picnic chasing Silky Slim and Geechee Dan.
that voice, man. You know it, man.
He said, "You're gonna be here."
Oh man, meant to hear like, yep, yeah, that's him.
He's taller than you think.
Really?
He was tallest dude.
Oh, because Mac Julian was pretty tall. He was tall.
In the bar school.
Yeah, right. That's why. And even when the scene where he came up to put the money in his blazer, they were pretty much the same height. Now I think about it. Yeah, Mac Julian was tall. I remember that. All right, folks. So we are ready now to let it off a jack. So
all right, yeah, you want to. So at this point, I guess we can close the show because I want to be it. Yeah. So we just put the jack up.
oh, and then I guess we can. I mean, kind of talk.
Oh yeah, we'll talk one.
We'll do this side.
Yeah, that's it. But it's pretty much in reverse. Put the jack in there, lift it up off the jack stands, put it on the ground, and then continuing tightening the nut in the same pattern.
Just lift it up to get it off the stand.
That's it.
And the good thing about jack stands is that if you do lift it up, all you got to do is lift this. That's it. This little lever. And then this what this always makes me nervous, but
Yeah, dude, you can drop it. No, you can drop it. There you go. That's it.
that is it. Up there. And then, now, I mean, I don't know what the torque wrench is. But normally these would get torque somewhere between like 21 and 30 foot-pounds.
This?
The
40.
40?
On this.
I'll keep thinking my car, my bad.
Yeah, yours is small. Yours are 1 millimeter smaller.
Yeah. So on this would be closer to 40 foot-pounds. But
to hell with that, though. You know why? On the side of the road, you think they got a torque wrench?
yeah, get Tory.
No, it's my hand.
See, we were prepared and we don't even know.
Yep. You know what else we haven't done?
What's that?
Lost the key.
Oh, we did not lose the key. Yeah, the key is in possession. There we go. We just misplaced it once. That's it. Yeah. So basically, go around, and this is the key. This one is left and loose ready tighty, which is on tight. I use my little cheater bar, breaker bar, whatever you call it, and I just call it. Oh, it is.
So when you tighten this, you don't want to like stand on the.
No.
You know what I mean? You're not trying to Superman it. Just a nice firm.
Like for me, that's one of the things I have a feel for. I've done it so much, but I just call it feet to it.
Yeah. In fact, if you're not experienced with this, don't use the cheater bar.
Let me see.
Just use the ratchet or the tire iron and tighten it as hard as your hand will go until it just won't move, and then that's it.
On the road, on roadside. Yeah.
Roadside, just tighten it till it stops moving. Because what'll happen is you'll over tighten, and when you turn the wheel, it'll put stress on the lug nut. And things happen strange.
Yeah, back to the torque wrench.
Use it.
I was going to put it in my pocket, but this one.
All right, while you're tightening that, the last thing I want to show them before you get on the road, this device also keep in your car.
Oh yeah. Oh.
This is now cars today have tire pressure sensors or tire pressure monitor. The tire pressure sensor tells you if it's low, where a light will come on if the pressure goes below a certain level. And then you have tire pressure monitors, which this car has, which tells you the actual PSI in each tire. They're usually accurate. But again, roadside, let's check where are we at. That's Bob. We want, okay, PSI. That is 40 PSI. And the suggested pressure for this tire is maximum 51 PSI. Yep. 40 is perfect.
40, yeah. Mine's 32. So for
Yeah.
Yep.
And you know what it says on the dash? 42 at all four corners.
Oh, no way.
Yep.
That's perfect.
So that's it, folks. Let's continue the job on all four corners if you're rotating. If you're saving your life on the side of the road, get home safe. Take your car to a mechanic as soon as possible. Get just a multi-point inspection and once over to make sure everything is okay. Alignment's not out. You did it right. Torque settings are good. Check the condition of your tires. Make sure there's no other punctures, shit like that. You're going to be doing this anyway to replace the tire. Chances are you're working with a space saver. Follow the speed limit of the space saver. If you have a full-size tire, it's not a service tire. You still want to replace it. It's just enough to get you home and to the mechanic. It just it just hold a little more weight. So
One thing I would recommend, if you could replace the donut, as they call it, with a normal tire, that way you can go, drive faster, because you
yeah,
are limited on speed. So I've had to drive long distances on a donut, and
yeah,
that's not good.
yeah. Speed and distance. Don't. Yeah, space savers are usually 50 miles an hour for like 100 miles, and that's it.
Yep.
Oh, also, if you're going with a space saver and you blew the front, it has to be on the front. But if you need more time, get it on the rear of the car as quick as possible, because the space saver does not perform as well as a normal tire. The front axle is responsible for steering and most braking. You want the best tire on the front that you can get. And if it's front wheel drive, you're doubling down on that. And the front of the car is heavier because that's where the engine is. Yeah. Put the space saver on the back where it just kind of gets dragged along for the ride.
Best traction
Up front. Yeah. But as soon as you can, get it off the car and get new tires. Be safe. Take care of yourself, take care of your family. And if you got a Porsche 911 where the engine's in the back and it's different, the tires are different widths, there's unidirectional shit, there's only one lug nut on the car, 400 pounds of torque to get it on. And
they give us period of instruction on.
yeah, no, Porsche 911 goes flat. You know what happens? A flatbed comes and gets you. Yeah, no. And you get a chauffeured vehicle brought to you, and a week later, your car comes back and you get a $2,000 bill. Yeah. So,
But mic is muted.
so, but any last thought? Is there? There's nothing else about this that they would need to know, right? Like that's pretty much.
As far as tires, and I mean, well, I don't have a plug kit handy. If I had a plug kit handy, I would just show them real quick how to plug a quick hole. But
We don't have
that'll
any.
be for another
We don't have any
time.
holes either.
We don't have any holes either, which is good. So it's a good thing we don't need to give a period of instruction on that one.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So I mean, if it's last words time, I hope that those watching were able to get some value from this. We will be actually, so just as a shout out for future events and things. The reason we're doing this is because we are going to be going to the ATL in a couple weeks. We're planning for that, and this is going to be our war wagon. So we're going to make sure everything is road ready. So when we get down there to ATL, we can hit the ground running and get things popping. And yeah, man. So just stay tuned. We got things go. As we always say, there's always some stuff cooking in the background. There's a whole lot cooking in the background. Um, just stick with us in the future. Be patient. Our consistency will improve as things come together as they are. And just thanks for everybody for tuning in. Much love to the chat and everything. Since we were working, we'll get to that if there's any chats to get to. We'll get to that. Once the show's over. Much love to everybody who tuned in, and we'll see you next time.
All right. Thank you, Maverick. Yeah. So, I mean, you're always going to be able to find a tutorial elsewhere on YouTube, and by all means, go find one. One that's much quicker, much more organized, easier to understand, professional. Blah blah blah. Blah. Everybody's doing this. Check them out. But I'm doing this because it needed to be done, and I want to promote it. Young men need to know how to do this. And if watching me do it is a little closer to home, um, then great. You know what I mean? But it really needs to be promoted. And I would not be a man of my word if I was not an active participant in that. Plus, we needed to be present on the War Report page. As you saw earlier, we're just busy and life's nuts, but we're still here. So we just wanted to take the opportunity to hang out with you guys, and to put our money where our mouth is. As you can see, what we say we do, we actually do. Teach your young men how to do this. If father's not in the home, sit them down, have them watch this. If father isn't home and doesn't know, have him watch this. If dad is in the home and knows, uh, dad use this as a teaching tool. If you're coaching young boys in the neighborhood or whatever, we just hope that somebody can take something away from this. And if you're experienced, just watch it as a reminder. You might forget some of the safety rules and things because you just get so good at something and so used to it that you become complacent. And this is like a back to basics. Oh yeah, that's right. You should tighten and loosen in that pattern. Or you might be in an emergency. I've done this where I immediately jack the car up. Fuck, I got to break the nuts. Put the car back down. And it takes like 10 minutes to jack because you're spinning that thing all day and it's raining. So watching this might remind you, break the fucking nuts first and then jack the car up. So know you'll be in a rush, but it's always best to measure twice, cut once. You'll never have to cut again. On that note, appreciate you guys for tuning in. Love y'all. Look forward to seeing y'all in Atlanta in 2 weeks. And as always, if you don't go when you want to go, when you do go, your ass was already gone. Take care. Be well.